Welcome. Hi, how are you today? Dawn L with the Embodied Oracle Show, and I'm so excited to be with you guys. I had such an amazing week leading up to today. I just got back from being in Mexico. I was in the Yucatan Peninsula, and I had such a blast. And the reason why I decided to do this topic today, which is going to be all about my spiritual routine, is because of this story I'm about to share with you. But before I jump in, Donnell and I specialize in embodied soul leadership, really leading from the lens of your soul, from your heart, all that amazing stuff. And hey, Katie. So when I was in Cancun, I was staying at this resort. It was beautiful. It was super nice. I was with my family. So I was with my boyfriend and his son and my daughters, and just amazing. But it was really interesting because we decided to go into Playa del Carmen. So if you've been to Playa del Carmen, I love it. It's an amazing little area. Have this gorgeous dinner with, the kids, and go get ice cream, something super normal, right? Like no big deal. And we're going to get ice cream, and a completely stressful situation breaks out. Without getting too deep into it, sorry, I'm just trying to get this lighting a little bit better. There was a shooting. So, and this has been happening in the US, and then in Mexico, I guess this is kind of somewhat of a, I don't want to say normal thing, but there's, drug cartels and all that kind of stuff. And so literally I'm in an ice cream shop with my kids, and all of a sudden my boyfriend's running towards me with this, son in his hands, grabbing his son, going, "Come on, we got to go in the back." And so everybody was ushered into the back of the ice cream shop, and there was, shooting and stuff happening. And it was pretty wild, I have to say. Like, first of all, I love Mexico. I support Mexico, all that kind of stuff. But, it was one of those things where I had this flash of like, oh my gosh, what would happen if, like they came in here or something. So we were safe. We got out safe. We got the hell out of there, but it really tested my spiritual routine to stay grounded in a moment like that, to trust that we were going to be okay, to just trust this, this is kind of like, that was a micro moment of what's happening in the macro. Micro, it was stressful. It was scary. There was uncertainty. We didn't know what was going to happen. Macro, that's happening in this world right now, right? There's all these different things. There's crazy, wild astrology that's supposed to be happening over the weekend. So I thought there is no better opportunity and time than to jump in and talk about what I do to stay spiritually healthy. So maybe it helps you. This is, I'm going to say first and foremost, like, this is not something where I'm saying, oh, you have to do these things in order to be spiritual. No, if you get to know me, you'll understand. I believe we are all our own inner guru, that I'm not here to tell you how to be. I'm here to empower you to be your best self. And so, a spiritual routine to me is something that keeps me connected to my higher self, which I often call my future self, and God. And so that's why I have this spiritual routine. I really, really, really deeply believe in a mind, body, soul connection. I'm somebody who's been on a path of, healing, whether it's, past trauma, my physical body from different things that I've been dealing with over the years. And really energetically and spiritually staying in a space of really taking good care of myself. So without further ado, I want to jump in and just kind of go over with you some of the things that I do on the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly, believe it or not. And anything I share with you, I'm not getting any, I don't get paid to, this is just like my stuff that I love to do, right? It's just little me over here sharing some of the things I love. So the first thing, that if you're on the path of wanting to connect with yourself, if you're not meditating, what's going on? No, I mean, seriously, meditation is your direct line to everything, to your own ability. So to go within, to source out your own information. I do want to preface this. I've had so many clients ask me this question. Do I have to like repeat a mantra? Do I have to sit still for 20 minutes and not think of anything? No, no, no. A lot of times when I meditate, I'm walking. I go on like a 20-minute walk. A lot of the times I am visualizing. One of the apps that I absolutely love is called Sync Tuition. And what I do is that's when I connect every night with my future self. It has binaural beats that are in gamma brainwave. And I have found this to be super helpful for me to deepen into my intuitive abilities of like, and it really just helps the right and left hemispheres of your brain sync up and connect so that for the next day you have kind of a more coherent ability to, you know, connect to your intuition, to your wisdom, to your intellect, all that. So that's one of my favorite apps that I use. And I also, if you guys don't use Insight Timer, oh my gosh, Insight Timer is free. Sync Tuition is not. It's only like $70 or $80 per year. But Insight Timer has millions of meditations, breath work, so many. I mean, it's like such a gorgeously generous meditation app. And you know, Sarah Blondin's one of my favorites. But you can follow me. I think I'm on there as Donnell Davis, and you can follow me. And I have tons of meditations bookmarked that are incredible that I use. I do that in the mornings. And so I try and meditate a lot, you guys, because for me, being a channel, in order for me to stay tapped in, that's one of the things that I do on a daily basis. And sometimes like when I was in Cancun, I took a week off. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I don't always have my routines in place, but when I can, I try and stay, on track. So that is one of the things I do. And what I highly suggest is if you are into futuring like I am, I teach futuring. It's so important to connect with your future self as much as you can and that future vision. So that's why, anywhere like you can have that opportunity in your meditation time just to connect to how you want to feel in your life, it's going to propel you forward in so many ways. Believe it or not, one of the other things that is so important for me is the food I eat. Think about your physical body as being a vessel to receive higher frequency energy. And a lot of us have been on a path where we're releasing a lot so that we can hold more energy. And one of the things, I've been on this food journey for years now. I started back in 2013. I actually went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, IIN, which has like this like beautiful like coaching program for food and all this stuff. And I never did anything with it to bring to my clients per se, but I learned about how to eat. And it was a game changer. Oh my gosh. I learned how to eat healthy. And so one of the things that I highly suggest, and you may be like, how is that spiritual? But for me, it's very spiritual, is I treat my body it's like the vessel that holds my spirit, and I want it to be clean. So I do a green juice almost every single day if I can. There's this thing called the Alkagizer. Eric Meada's Wild Fit, that's his program. I took that program and I, learned this beautiful like green juice you can make. And I do that every single morning. If you want the recipe, just like, type in, in the comments recipe and I'll send you the recipe. It is, oh my gosh, it's so amazing what happens when we add like a really high dose of vegetables into our lifestyle and our diet. And, just from a blood work perspective, I was able to change like so much of my blood work and get healthier just by doing this green juice every morning. So that is part of my discipline. Like I said, I don't do these things almost like religiously. Like this is one thing I want to say, you guys. I do my best every single day. So anything that you guys can do your best to just be connected to yourself, kudos to you. I am not somebody that's like super rigid and like, oh, I have to do this thing every single day so that I can stay, healthy and grounded. I believe in routines, but I also believe like sometimes, life like takes us in different directions. And so I don't sit every morning and have like a specific, like I need to do this for an hour before I get my day started. that goes against, I don't like to be too predictable like that. I know some of people, I have friends that get up at 5:30 in the morning, they journal, they do all these things. I don't roll like that. Like, I like to have my mornings be different every single day because I like to mix up the energy. But these things that I'm telling you about today are the things that keep me in my spirituality. So the other thing that I do besides green juice is I drink really clean water. So I have a water filter, and then I also have an ionizer. I can't if I'm saying it correctly. The water filter that I use like just keeps my, I believe in clean water. I think we have to stay super hydrated, and I use something from Gaia. I think it's called Gaia. Wait, is it? Gia. Sorry, Gia. It's this water ion. I can't even say it. But look, if you want to know all these things, you can message me and say, what were you talking about? And I can find the link and send it to you. But this is from Gia Wellness. And it's a game changer. It's something that once I filter my water, I just put it on top of my water. It runs for 20 minutes and it puts it into like the water molecules in like a single file line. So your body can actually, your cells can receive the water. A lot of people do your research on water, you'll learn about it. But for me, that is huge. Like, to be able to have clean drinking water that I can absorb keeps me super healthy. So that's what I do for my body as far as like food and drink. And then I try, like, this is up for everybody's debate, but I try and not, drink too much alcohol and do too many things that take me out of my body. I do enjoy a nice drink every now and then, but it's not a daily routine for me. The other thing I like to do for my body is I do this Healy, which is a frequency device. That's been incredible for my journey. I use a sauna. I have a sauna, so I go in infrared sauna. I detox all the time because we're absorbing so much from our environment. So to me, detoxing is a big part of staying really healthy and spiritual. I meditate in my sauna. I love it. I love it. And I've been doing colonics for quite some time. Now, this could be kind of TMI, but your physical body, I think it behooves everybody for a certain amount of time in their lives to like clean out. And if you think about from a spiritual perspective, those lower three chakras just like have so much density and so much old energy stored. So for me, I went on a journey for 3 years. I'm actually going to take a break for a few months right now, but I went on a journey for 3 years of doing monthly lymphatic massage and colonics that were super helpful to me overall. So that's part of my spiritual regime. And I cleared so much energy by doing that. Another thing that I love, I'm just going down a list because I have so much stuff and I want to make sure that I share, is that I love these sacred mist sprays. So I love essential oils. Like, I'm into all that fun stuff. But if you just want a quick hit, so I'm doing sessions all day long and I need to be clearing the space. And so in between my sessions, I just, kind of use this and I just spray this. And this one is from Holistic Science. I love this company. You can get whatever. This has sage, Palo Santo. You can use whatever you want. But for me, I like to clear the energy in the room. And it's one of the fastest ways to do it is just to grab this thing and use it in between. So I use it for sessions, but I also use it for when I am wanting just to clear the space in my house. I don't use sage anymore. I don't burn Palo Santo at my house for whatever reason. I just use this because maybe I'm lazy and I just love it. It's easy. So the other thing, so those are just some of the things I actually do and use and all that kind of stuff. But I want to talk about the actual routine that keeps me sane and keeps me grounded. I personally cannot watch too much news. I don't have cable TV. Haven't had it in years. I can't do it. I mean, it's so negative. So I don't listen to, I'm not saying that I'm like completely ignoring what's happening. If I want to know what's going on, I can easily find out what's happening, but I don't watch news. And so it keeps me in my own zone, because your energy and what you let into your energy field for your spiritual routine is so important. That goes down to like the people that you surround yourself with, what you're reading, what you're listening to, everything. So for me, I'm listening to like really amazing podcasts all the time, or I have a really good, good books that I'm listening to. I really am into personal development, and so I really like to stay in a high frequency. So that's just something on a daily basis to ground my energy. I usually start my morning listening to something really positive. And so there's just so many recommendations I can make. But, if you're into energy and you want to listen to something that will like shift your frequency, Joe Dispenza is always great. There's just so many different things that you can. But if you want any recommendations, do not hesitate to reach out to me. But the biggest thing, with grounding your energy is just to notice, to be in your body. So for me, physical exercise is really important. I do lift weights and do cardio, whatever, but it's being in the space of my physicality and noticing on a daily basis when I come up against some resistance. So to me, I'm not like looking, like you'll often hear people talk about like, I need to figure out what I need to heal next. No, you don't. Your life is going to show you exactly what you need to heal. You don't need to go searching. You don't need to go sleuthing for like things to heal. Like it's right in front of you all the time. It's where you have the biggest resistance in your life. It's the things that aren't working. It's where you're not elevating and growing. That's what you need to work on. So to me, I have a practice of being present with myself and really feeling in my body energetically where I'm holding energy. And the way a great exercise I've taught so many times is to imagine like a fine tooth comb. And you could either start at your toes or at the top. I like to start my toes. And I imagine just doing one quick round of going through my auric field, my energy field, and just using the comb to see if there's any, snags or tangles of energy. And I do that. And then I breathe and I go into that space. I have a practice of going into my body on a daily basis when I'm experiencing things and just asking myself, being in curiosity, what is that? What's happening? What am I feeling? Is this mine or somebody else's? So energy work on the daily is really important, especially if you're empathic. Being spiritual means that you're sometimes an antenna, like I just picture this huge antenna that is constantly picking up signals from the quantum field, whether it's from somebody else. So to cleanse yourself and clear yourself on a daily basis is so incredibly important. I often ask myself, because I'll go into, let's say if it's my solar plexus, I'll feel some energy there because I'll do my energy comb. Now I don't even have to do that. That's what I teach, but now I know how to identify very quickly where I'm feeling energy, and I'll go into it and I'll ask myself, what is that? What am I feeling? Oh, God, I'm feeling a little anxiety. What is that? Is that mine? Is that the collective? Is it somebody I know? What's happening? And I sit with myself and I breathe. Breathing is a huge, huge part of my practice. And so just giving yourself the time to be present with yourself, just that alone, and then breathing and imagining that you can move that energy, whether you want to, if it's anxiety, it's not to say that you can make it disappear, but just by bringing your awareness to your body helps you shift. So if I felt it, like I was saying in my solar plexus, and I breathe and I ask, okay, it's anxiety. Well, what is that around? Once I figure out it's my energy, what's happening? Like I'll ask my intuition for a sign, a word, a feeling, and then I'll receive it, and then I'll breathe and I say, okay, and I might even say, what's the prescription for moving this energy? Is there something I need to do? Sometimes there might, and sometimes it could just be present to it, just be with it. And then you can imagine that you can literally scoop it out of your energy field. So we're all intuitive healers in our own ways. We don't need to always do some big thing to move energy. You literally can just bring your awareness to it and just imagine you're moving it out or breathing it out, okay? So that's a big part of my daily thing, is presence and stillness, and going within to just kind of source out what's happening within me, not looking to other people to always tell me what's going on within me, really spending time with myself and the divine to cultivate a deeper relationship with myself. And with that comes a lot of prayer. I love to pray. I love to be in gratitude. I love to spend every night before I go to bed just thinking about what is going right in my life. What are the things that I can be thanking God for, and thanking my higher self or my future self for helping me create. So I think that's really important as a practice of gratitude. So those are things that I do on a daily basis. Are you exhausted yet? I'm just kidding. It's like, oh my God. I mean, and the funny thing is I didn't start doing all these things at one time. These are all things that I've just layered on over the years that have helped me to be who I am. It's not like all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I have to do these 10 things every single day to be this person. And, even with the eating healthy and stuff, I love to eat freaking French fries and do stuff and when I was in Cancun, I was drinking cocktails every single day. I mean, I'm not like some person that's going to always try and be this perfect. But when I can, I do my best, like I said earlier. So I want to share these other last couple of things, then I'm going to wrap this up. So on a weekly basis, every Monday, I like to sink into the energy of what my week is going to be like. And one of my favorite decks is by Colette Baron Reed, and it's called Wisdom of the Oracle. It's such an incredible deck. I buy this for my clients because if you get this deck, you'll see in the book that you pull the cards, and she has an explanation for every single card for different parts of your life. It's incredible. It's such an amazing deck to work with, to journal with, and kind of be like, what's the energy for my week? And you don't have to be a channel to understand the messages. It's very direct, upfront, loving, great. I can't say, I just love this deck. I've loved it for years. My other favorite deck that I work with is the Psychic Tarot deck. But for my Monday journaling, I'll pull a few cards. I'll sink into the energy of the week. I might write out a little quick paragraph of what my future self wants to accomplish in present tense, you guys, in present tense. I am so excited because I made an incredible sale and deepened in my love with my boyfriend, whatever, but right in the present tense. Okay. That's a big key to this. So I do that on Mondays. And then on the monthly, every new moon, I write down my intentions. Same thing, present tense, as if it's already happening, it's already going down. And I love to pull some cards. I pull cards at the new moon, and I use different decks for that. But one of the things I like to do is I like to review what were my intentions for the month before. And if I didn't hit those intentions, why? And I ask myself a very simple question, was I really in the energy of receiving that? Was I really doing the things I need to do to get there? And a lot of the times the truth is, no, I wasn't. I'm writing down these intentions, but I'm not doing the things that are going to get me there. That's a whole other class. But I love to be in transparency with myself and not bullshit myself, because how can I change and get to my next level if I'm not asking myself the deeper questions of why is this not manifesting in my reality? And it could be it's just timing. It could be there's some external things happening, but I like the point I'm getting to is, what is my part in this, and what can I do so that this month when I'm writing down my intentions, I can get a step closer to those things. So I do that monthly and then quarterly. And then, believe it or not, I'm done sharing all this. Quarterly, I love to do plant medicine. I love to sit and do that. I love a pattern disrupt. I think it's been one of the number one ways. Now, I don't do it every quarter, but I happen to take my clients, in my containers to do medicine. So a lot of the times it's happening through that, or I'll go do it by myself. But once a quarter to once every 6 months, I love to sit and work with sacred medicine so that I can really tap in and connect. I don't need the medicine to tap in. I want to say that. I use it because it helps to quantum leap. There's an intentionality. So I don't want, I've written a post about this recently. I have a reverence for medicine, but I also don't think it's something to be relied upon. I choose intentionally to do it and have a co-creative process with it. So there's that. So that's my spiritual routine. Mind, body, soul, all the things. just some of the things that I do to stay healthy, stay connected to my higher self, to my future self. I hope that helps you. I really love doing these shows because I love getting to know you guys, and I would love your feedback and to understand what helped, what something that maybe stood out for you that you like to use, or that you might try on for size. If you have any questions about anything I shared, please don't hesitate to reach out. And last but not least, if you are looking to deepen in any of the work that I'm doing, that embodied soul leadership, I do have a couple of retreats. We only have one spot left for my Soul Remembrance Retreat, which is at the end of August in San Diego. Whitney Yarnell and I are doing this retreat. And that has sacred medicine, and we are near sold out. So if you've been kind of on the fence, if you've been watching my videos and kind of saying, that sounds interesting, that sounds fun, reach out to me, because that spot's going to be gone soon. I'm thinking by the end of the weekend. We also have a retreat in Maui at Lumeria in November. That's going to be incredible. I'll be talking about that more going forward. And then last but not least, if you want to know what it's like to explore some options with working with me, I'm going to put a link so you can schedule a 30-minute call with me, and we can talk about that and see if it would be a fit for you. It's been a pleasure. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week with a new fresh topic. This next week, I shared this spiritual routine because grounding is of utmost importance. There's going to be a lot of astrology happening, and the most important thing you could do is take care of yourself. Really, really take good care of yourself. Oh, Jamie, I'm going to read your comment. Let's see. I never had the courage to look at my why. Oh, so I just want to share, so those of you that are listening, you can't see the comments. Jamie said she does a lot of these things too. She never had the courage to look at why her intentions didn't happen. Yeah, I actually I was doing my new moon intentions a little bit late this month. Today, I was doing them today, even though the new moon was yesterday. And I saw some of my intentions, and I was laughing because I didn't even get close to some of them. And I thought to myself, why do I keep writing these things if I'm not going to do it? And then I thought, well, no, I'm futuring. I want to do these things. The better question is, what's the resistance? What's keeping me from not being able to do it? So it's a great thing for you. Jamie, I'm so glad that helped you. And yeah, it's a good question. And that way we can kind of just tweak and get in the better energetics for the month ahead. But anyways, I will see you guys next week, and have a good time. Until then, do all your grounding practices. Much love to you.